I hear all the time about the women that I know dealing with stalkers, people finding out where they live. I don't know how, but I'm also not a stalker, so maybe that's why.
Yeah. So is there
find a way.
Is there protection? Like, do you like turn off your, I don't know, you turn on VPN? How do you protect yourself from that?
I'm like with P.O. Box, like finding a P.O. box that's like in a city over or something like that. Doing things like that is helpful. Not giving out personal information, like where you're going to be, at what time. It's hard with conventions because people know you're going to be at this convention. It's hard with live streaming because people will be out and they're like, I'm in Tokyo, and everyone knows where they are while they're streaming, and people will come up to them, and I mean, that's different than stalking. But yeah, people have had it really bad. I know someone in particular who's had to move a couple times because she kept getting stuff. People would show up at her doorstep, and it's scary. It's really scary, and that's one reason in the past why I've taken a step back, because I started getting really intimidated by some things I had seen. All right.
Here we are on a Whiskey Wednesday. Cheers to you.
Thank you for having me.
Where we talk about interesting stories with interesting people.
Nice. Sounds interesting.
Yeah. No, thanks for coming by today.
Yeah, of course.
This is my friend Jen. We met through a mutual friend. The reason we have her today is because she's a streamer, or what do you call it?
Yeah, streamer. I guess creator. I don't know. I guess that there's a little bit of a difference between content creation. A lot of people think of like Instagram, but then there's content creation for gaming. So yeah, I stream on Twitch.
Okay. So what do we call you today? Do we call you by Jen?
Yeah, I mean, you're so used to calling me Jen, so you can totally call me Jen if you want to try it out. So my first name is Jen. My middle name is Bree. So I kind of never really liked my first name, and I just decided to go with my middle name, which is Bree. That's my name in the gaming world. That's what like my gamer friends call me all the time. It's very weird to hear them say Jen, but then it's weird to hear my real life friends say Bree. So either way, but yeah, my gaming name is Briezy, which is a play off of my middle name, Bree.
Okay, cool. Now that sounds awesome. So what? So tell me a little bit about it. Like, I'm very new to the world. You sent me a couple videos, and I go, So,
and they were weird too. Okay, because the ones that I sent you was there was this whole Among Us phase, like craze. Have you heard of Among Us before I sent you
I think I have,
videos? Okay, so it's a super fun game. It's like a cooperative game. Well, I guess you're like competing, but anyway, it's a super fun game that you play with a bunch of people. There was this craze in the gaming world. I feel like things come in trends, like everything else, I guess. But there's a huge Among Us trend. So for whatever reason, those are my only YouTube videos that got saved. I don't know why, but I got to play with some really big names. If you like Googled some of the names of the people that I sent you, like they're huge on YouTube, or they have been at least. I played with Jay Muse from Silent Jay and Silent Bob.
Silent Bob, yeah.
So played with him. There are a few other people, like big names, that I got to play with during that whole phase, and I made some really interesting friends.
Oh, cool.
So that was really fun. But yeah, Twitch is basically just a platform where the way that I describe it to people who don't know anything about it is it's kind of like YouTube, but it's specifically for gaming and it's live. So I'm interacting with chat. They're typing to me and I'm responding. It's not just gaming anymore, although that's how it started. Now I do cooking streams. I've made flower arrangements on stream. I've done IRL streams just out in the world with people. Like, there's all different things now, but it used to be mainly gaming, or only gaming, where you'd get banned if you did anything else. And now it's lots of different things.
Man, look at you. You're doing a cooking show. Martha Stewart, watch out.
Yeah.
You got the flower arrangements, watch out.
Those are all my passions.
Yeah.
Like I love gaming and baking and creative, fun things. So being able to do them all on one platform is kind of cool. So yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Before we go any further, kind of take me back to your, like, who introduced you to video games? You know, what was your first game? Like, that's gotta be really like stuck in your back of your head, right?
Yeah. So my first game, I didn't like school as a kid. I know a lot of kids don't, but I really didn't like school, and I would stay home sick a lot. And my sick was me playing Donkey Kong Country on Super Nintendo. So that was my very first game.
Okay.
And my older sister's 10 years older than me, and she left her Super Nintendo at home when she left the house.
Okay.
So I adopted it, and I was so addicted to it, and that's when I realized I have an addictive personality with games. And I would just play Donkey Kong Country and Mario and all that every day. So I think one of my favorite games is still Donkey Kong Country, because it's just all those memories from back in the day. And I've played it recently, and it's just as good.
Just as good.
Yeah. So.
I know they're like retroing all these games.
Yeah,
right?
It's really cool that they're doing that, because I cannot tell you how my heart felt when I listened to the Donkey Kong Country theme song again for the first time in however many years. It was amazing. But yeah, so that was my first game, my first very serious gaming experience, more like PC gaming. What I do now was EverQuest, and it was also my sister. My sister married someone who played a lot of EverQuest. Do you know what EverQuest is? Mm-mm. You're not enough of a nerd, John.
No.
You're not enough of a nerd. No, we have to figure that out.
Yeah. You say like sports teams, I could tell you from all years, but with video games, I don't know. I mean, there's so much niche in all those, right? There's people who like sneakers, so they know everything about sneakers. Yeah. And they know video games, they know everything about like there's people in different cultures, different interests.
Yeah, and I mean, even games, I can tell you a lot about a lot of PC games, but I don't know a lot of console games, because it's not something that I've done as much of. So I know a little bit here and there, but it's mostly PC games that I know. So, which honestly, I mean, there's a little bit of like, not an actual feud or rivalry or anything, but a lot of people will say like, PC is superior, PC is for like the real gamers. I think it's because all the nerdiest games are on PC. Yeah. And then like the cool kids play like the sports games on console. Mm-hmm. So it's like, that's very different from the very nerdy like role-playing games we're playing on the PC. Like that's when you're like down and dirty and like people are like getting married in World of Warcraft, where they've got their little like gnomes getting married to each other, and it's like, it's very nerdy. Like it's super role-play. Like some people are talking in like role play
in their language and like PC gaming language.
It's like the very nerdy, like the dark side of gaming. So yeah. So what would you say like if I were to like, I don't know, build a computer, does it have to have like these type of thing? One of my coworkers is big gaming, and then he showed us how to build out his computer. Yeah. And I was like, whoa, that is some insane things. Like tell me how much you spent on that. Oh gosh, how much I spent? Whew. A lot. So last time I just upgraded. So there's a lot of different parts, and you can either build them all at once and do it, if it's your first time. You can also just switch stuff out as you need new parts. Right. And these days, most things are just kind of plug and play. Like you just kind of buy it, and it's pretty self-explanatory to be able to do it. I'm sure if you just looked up a YouTube guide, like I feel like it's a lot of common sense and just kind of plugging in things where they go. But last time I just upgraded a few parts, not even the whole thing. Granted, prices are really high right now, but like GPUs are so expensive right now. Like your graphics card, if you want things to look good, like I think I spent like $2,000 or something last time, and it wasn't even the whole computer. It was just just the part. Just the part, not just one part. That was like a new motherboard and GPU, and I can't remember what else. But it was a lot.
Dang, I just have an Apple MacBook Pro.
Yeah, I mean, that's cool, man.
Company
that's
issued.
Really cool.
I get super excited about it. I got a slide pad. Oh, cool.
Yeah, John, it's cool. It is.
Well, I'm glad it's cool. I'm glad I get your approval.
You can't play any PC games on there.
No,
that's okay.
For sure.
I
can barely keep up with the podcasts. Mm-hmm. And things keep telling me you need to free up your storage. I'm like, oh, okay.
Do you know how to do that?
Yeah, okay. I kind of figured it. I got to stop downloading my podcast because it just eats up all my space. So I have to just delete it.
So what is your level of techie? Like, do you know how to operate things like that? Like, do you know how to figure stuff out that's going on in your computer? Or Are you like, what's your?
I could put my finger on because it has a little fingerprint reader, so I could turn that on.
That's
and
a good start.
It says it shakes and it says no, not good, and I wipe my finger on the towel. Maybe it's my finger's wet, and I try it again. And
yeah,
it works. I'm very minimal on computer.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't. No, computers. No, I don't do too well.
Okay.
But yeah, no, it's an interesting world with Twitch and thanks to Zoom, right? Like everyone's on camera. I remember, like when I was used to Zoom for the first time, everyone would turn off their cameras.
Yeah.
Now when I Zoom, it's like, oh, everyone's got the cameras on. It's almost like if you don't turn the camera on, like it's like, what's wrong with you? Like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Like, right? There's something to hide. But yeah, I'm sure with Twitch, like if you keep your camera on, I'm sure a lot of people are more inclined to watch versus, oh, I'm just gonna watch you play. I mean, am I really there to watch you play, or is it, you know, like I want to see your reactions or all that stuff?
Yeah.
You know, so
there are some big streamers. I can't remember their names off the top of my head, but there are some really big streamers who don't have camera. But you have to be really good to get away with doing that.
Yeah.
Like really, really good at the game, and I'm not generally always great, so I can't really get away with that. So much of it is personality. It's seeing your reactions. It's seeing like you do goofy stuff or whatever. Like you're putting on a show. It's entertainment. You know?
Exactly. So, you got to be on, right?
Yeah.
I get it.
So.
Is it like how'd you get started with streaming? I know you say you fell in love with the Donkey Kong with Super Nintendo, and then.
Do you remember the name of the other game?
EverQuest.
Yeah.
So your passion started with Donkey Kong, and then it went to EverQuest.
Yeah.
So how did streaming all start?
Yeah. So I was playing a lot. It was probably like 10 years ago, around there. I think I would always play with friends on Skype, and I just had this group of friends. At the time, it was mostly guys because there weren't a lot of women in the scene at the time. But they would always try and encourage me, you should do this thing, it's really cool, you can make money doing it, and you're gaming all the time anyway. I was in school, I was in college, and they just said, you should try it. So I went on Twitch and I looked, and all of the male streamers, it was great. I loved watching them. But then I would go see, there were only a couple female streamers on the platform at the time, and I would go watch them, and it was like, absolutely not, I will never do that, because they were just being harassed endlessly. Right. And it was definitely different, like the females, the way the women, the way that they streamed at the time, it was definitely different. But it was just like constant harassment, so I thought, I'm never going to do that. And then over time, I think a year or two went by, something like that. I got a little bit more and more comfortable with the idea, and I thought, okay, I'll give it a shot. And I was really, really nervous, and the first couple streams were definitely rough, like just me just being really nervous and in my own shell. But over time, I got more and more comfortable with it, and yeah, so to the point where sometimes I would stream part-time, full-time, never, not at all, like just kind of all over the board for the last, I think, I want to say 8 years, 9 years maybe. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
So is there like a close knit of like women, like, you know, as you said, there's not many women.
Yeah.
Are they like super tight like that, or are they kind of like, stay off my turf?
Yeah, well, now there's a lot of women.
Yeah.
I mean, still not as many as men, but now there's so many more women. Even the past couple years going to conventions and stuff, it's amazing how many more women I see than before. It used to be I would go to a convention, because I've always gone to all of the conventions.
Okay.
And I would go to a convention, and it's like it's the only place where the men's line for the restroom is longer than the women's. Like, it would be like out the door, there's tons of men there, no women.
Okay.
And lately, the past couple years, it's been so good to see there's just so many more women now. But yeah, I don't really know, because in the past, I think I didn't interact with a lot of the women on the platform, not for any particular reason. It just like never, it just didn't, there just weren't you didn't see them very often. But I do know that there was definitely a little bit of like competition there, because there were so few women. It was like, it was a little bit like, I did have an experience with someone in particular where like her viewers came into my stream and they started donating money to me, and she had a meeting in Discord with all of, they're called moderators. They moderate your chat and like help make sure people are like
playing nice,
being being good, whatever. Yeah. She had a Discord meeting with all of her viewers and said, I don't want you going into her channel or anyone else's and donating or doing any of that because you're supposed to stay loyal to me. Wow. So I think there was a lot of that competition to begin with, but you don't see that at all anymore. This was like, I don't know, 6 or 7 years ago, but you don't see that at all anymore. And it's crazy. You say 6 or 7 years and it doesn't sound like that long. Right. But there's been a lot of progress and a lot of change in that amount of time. And I don't think it's like that at all anymore. I think like all the women are really friendly. I have a lot of female friends now that do this, that are streamers, and I've met some of my best girlfriends doing this. So it's great. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I love it. Now my male to female like ratio of friends is so different than it used to be because.
Do you call them followers or do you?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, I mean yes. If it's like just viewers, people that I don't really know, that's different. But people that I've met in person, that I've established relationships with, like no, those are my friends. Okay. But yeah, I mean, I guess the people who watch me, I will say like viewers. Usually is what I'll say is viewers.
Oh, yeah. Okay. And then is there like fan mail? Do you get like? When you go check your mail, there's like, a stack like this with, I love you.
No, they're actually, like, I think that used to be a little bit more popular. I'd have a P.O. box and people would send, like, you have a wish list and people would send things off your wish list. Or I've gotten, like just, like, care packages for viewers. I think a lot of, like, really, really famous streamers still get it, but I didn't really get it as much anymore, like, a little bit later on. But sometimes still, like, for if it's your birthday coming up or Christmas or something like that, people will send you.
Okay, do you have a fake birthday?
No.
No?
No.
Man, I would be like, no, my birthday is not January. I've got a birthday
in March. I've got a birthday in August.
Wait, which one am I?
It's my dog's birthday in September.
Oh man. Okay, well then you gotta tell me what you got. Keep it PG here.
No, I don't remember. I've never gotten anything inappropriate. I can't remember. I got like a box full of like, there were like candies and other, like a bunch of stuff, and like stickers and a bunch of stuff in there. I've gotten lighting equipment.
Okay.
Yeah, I've gotten things like that, just like things that, because most of the things on my wish list are for my stream. I've never gotten some of the really expensive stuff. Someone just sent another streamer, not me, $10,000 because she was getting
to you?
No, not to me.
Oh, okay.
No, not to me. To another streamer.
I was like, I'm streaming now. Create that Twitch account.
No, I have gotten $10,000 donations.
Oh, dang.
Not all at once, but spread over time from the same person over like a month or something like that. I think the biggest donation I've gotten at once was like $2,000. And it was just, he was going into people's streams and just giving out money, like, to everyone, and he liked me, and he gave me $2,000. I don't know if it was a he, I'm just assuming it was, like, some, like, prince somewhere, I don't know, but...
Prince somewhere?
I don't know.
Prince Abibu.
No, seriously, that, like, honestly, they say, like a lot of, like, really rich people from other countries, princes and things like that, like, will actually, that's just what they do for fun. I mean, I don't know how true that is, but...
Wow.
But yeah, so this girl got $10,000 sent in a care package in cash, just like sent to her P.O. box because she was getting some kind of cosmetic surgery, and they just sent $10,000.
You better check that, see if it's not stolen from the bank.
I know. It makes me. There have been people that would like only want to send things to cash or only want like, I won't donate, but I'll buy off of your wish list or things like that, and it always triggers something that like. Where is this money from? Like, where is this money coming from? I don't know how I feel about this.
Yeah.
So,
So where's so go ahead and take a drink. Where's the furthest gift or fan mail come from?
I know people, Greece, I think, probably.
Okay.
Greece is not even really, like, that far, but it is. I definitely know that I have viewers from all over the world, but, there's someone in particular in Greece who would send me things every now and then, just like little things, and then I met him, him and his wife actually. I met both of them, and she's amazing, and I would meet them at conventions, and they would just like buy me stuff from the conventions and give it to me. I didn't form like a deep relationship with them or anything. I would just they would come by and want to take a picture with me or something, and then they would just give me stuff that they bought at the conventions, and that was just a really interesting experience.
Yeah, like, do you just say thank you?
Yeah, it's kind of awkward because my personality, I'm like, okay, so should I hang out with you now because you like got me this stuff? I don't know how to react to that.
Like you bought something for me, so you're obligated.
I feel like obligated somehow to like now give special attention to this person, which is really difficult. I feel like most people who are successful in this industry don't feel that obligation or don't act on it, at least. But I had a really hard time with like, oh, thanks, okay, bye. Like, that was difficult. Yeah. So, but I know that happens to a lot of people, and they're totally fine with like, oh, thanks, that's cool. See you later. Like, so it's an interesting experience.
Yeah, that's something I haven't experienced yet, but that's cool.
No, that's good because the other side of that is stalkers.
Oh, okay. Well, tell me a little bit about that.
Yeah, a lot of people, even smaller streamers, especially women. I'm sure it happens to men, but I don't hear about it as often. But I hear all the time about the women that I know dealing with stalkers, people finding out where they live. I don't know how, but I'm also not a stalker, so maybe that's why. Yeah.
So
is there
protection? Like, do you like turn off your, I don't know, you turn on VPN? How do you protect yourself from that?
I'm like with P.O. Box, like finding a P.O. box that's like in a city over or something like that. Doing things like that is helpful. Not giving out personal information, like where you're going to be, at what time. It's hard with conventions because people know you're going to be at this convention. It's hard with live streaming because people will be out and they're like, I'm in Tokyo, and everyone knows where they are while they're streaming, and people will come up to them. And I mean, that's different than stalking. But yeah, people have had it really bad. I know someone in particular who's had to move a couple times because she kept getting people would show up at her doorstep, and it's scary. It's really scary, and that's one reason in the past why I've taken a step back, because I started getting really intimidated by some things I had seen, and it was
that's the dark side of it. That's scary.
Definitely.
So so how do you get ready? Like, give me the rundown of, okay, I'm gonna stream in about 4 hours.
Yeah.
Well, what time do you typically? What's the peak hours?
It depends, because in the morning you're gonna get more like EU viewers.
Okay.
Which I in the past had never built up like an EU viewership. But I love streaming in the morning.
So if you, let's say,
it's just a different set of viewers, but
so let's say you were streaming at 9 a.m. Well, let's play backwards, right? Like you got 9 a.m. So you got to be on, and then take me a little step.
Okay, so I'm a gamer, so when I say morning, I mean noon.
Got it.
First of all.
Got it. I think I'm gonna need to switch industry. I think I'm in the wrong line of business.
Not literally, but I think on average my favorite time to stream is probably around like 11 a.m.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, usually I'll maybe like work out in the morning, kind of do some chores around the house, eat, take care of my dogs.
Okay.
And then I get ready. I definitely wear more makeup and do more stuff to my hair than I would do on a regular basis if I was not streaming, because it's like, I don't know, everyone's always like, you should do no makeup streams, or you should do this or that, and it's like, I don't know, people on the internet are just so brutal that I feel like I don't want to make myself that vulnerable. I'm like, I will put on whatever I need to put on to make myself feel not vulnerable to all these people who have an opinion about everything. But yeah, so I pretty much just do my whole like makeup routine. Like I said, I've taken care of the dogs. A lot of the times my my streaming room is upstairs, and so I'll just have the dogs. I have a door that goes downstairs, but I'll keep the dogs up there with me. They usually sleep on this little bean bag next to me, so chat really likes to see them.
So it's not just you; they're just looking at the dogs too.
They love the dogs.
It might just be the dogs.
It might just
be. Man, you better thank those dogs.
Honestly, it might just be. I'm like, I owe you my paycheck.
Yeah.
I mean, I do spend a lot of money on toys and stuff for them, so that's it. But you know what chat really loves is I will sometimes get up to go get something to eat or to go to the bathroom or something like that. And my dogs are little punks, and they jump up on my desk see if I have any, like, sometimes they'll steal food, like if I had just eaten and there was something, which there's always something on my desk for them to steal at all times because I'm a messy person, but they jump up and steal food. My chat loves that. They always clip it because you can make little clips of the videos and stuff. They'll always clip, like, when my dogs will get up and steal food. It's their favorite thing. I'm like, I should do it on purpose because they love it.
Yeah, no, you should just, there's like a puppy stream, right? There's
kitten streams. Yeah.
Man,
there's all
I think
that.
you might be working too hard.
Yeah, I know.
Just put some camera on your dogs, and I think you'll be fine.
People have requested that, like a dog camera. Man,
that's your third one.
I'm kind of feeling.
You got cooking, you got flower arrangements, and now you got dogs.
Yeah, that's true. I'm feeling kind of obsolete here now. The more we're talking about it, like I'm not even needed here.
Yeah. Where's your dog? Is your dog here?
Yeah, I think they're little punks.
No, they're great. No, that's why they're there. Okay. Yeah, no, that's great. Let's see here. What is there greatest of all time in video games?
I don't really know. I know that, like, the top streamers on the platform have been, like, a guy named XQC. There's a bunch of top streamers on the platform that I can't even think of right this second for whatever reason.
Are they all, like, are they everywhere? Like US, Europe, Asia?
Yeah, they're all over the place.
Okay.
Well, I think most of the top actually come from the United States, but that also could be because I watch US streamers. I don't watch streamers in other languages, so maybe that's just kind of what I've seen. But a lot of the ones that I know are from the United States. There's Valkyrae, but she now streams on YouTube. But Amaranth, these are all the people that make the most amount of money, and they're not even necessarily always good at the game that they're playing. They're just, it's a combination of luck, like pure luck, honestly, and personality, and like the entertainment factor. Like some people are, I mean, it's not gonna. There's no one person that everyone likes. Obviously, like you're not gonna be everyone's cup of tea, but some people are more attracted to like the super crazy out there personality. Some people are more attracted to like laid back, personable vibes. Like it just depends on what you're attracted to, but. Most of these people, it's personality. Sometimes it's gimmicky things. Like there was a guy who was dressed up all the time as like, he had these like big, like dark sunglasses on and like this mullet wig and this fake gigantic mustache, and he would play a character. He's not himself. He's playing a character on stream. So it all depends on what your little like niche is. It depends what kind of people you're trying to attract. Sometimes it's like, sometimes there are like the women who play on like that, they'll do like bikini streams or whatever, things like that. So it just depends on what exactly you're aiming for, and it's not always about like how good you are at gaming. Yeah. Actually, in fact, I think most of the top streamers, it's not at all. So, yeah.
Gotta be. You gotta be lucky than good. I guess.
Definitely lucky. Yeah. It's a lot of luck, and it's also about who you know. I mean, I think it's a lot like what I would assume that like Hollywood is like, you know, just being lucky. Who do you know? Where are your connections? What are you like? Are you magnetic? Like, do you have that like magnetic personality or not? And that's the question.
Yeah.
So,
no. That's good.
Yeah.
What do you work on any of them? Like, I was thinking you're on the camera all the time. So like, do you any like thing that you worked on over the years? And I'm sure your year one to now, it's like, I'm sure it's big difference.
I feel like it's not as big of a difference with me as it should be, because I have always streamed for like a couple months and then taken 6 months off or something because I got just overwhelmed. But definitely I'm a lot more confident in front of the camera now than I used to be. It used to be that like I would never go full screen because you can either have the game and like a little box of you, or you can be in full screen and it's like just chatting.
Okay.
Where it's just you and you're talking with your viewers.
Okay.
And it used to be that I was never able to do that. I would never ever do that because it just made me too nervous. And honestly, at the beginning when I first started streaming, you'd get banned if you did that. If you were not actively playing a game at all times, you would get banned.
Oh.
Now it's very different. People are playing or doing all different types of things. But yeah, I'm so much more confident to just sit and chat with my viewers and not just having to be playing a video game all the time. I've worked at like being able to do things like the cooking streams and all that other kind of stuff without being too nervous.
Yeah.
But yeah, I haven't really gotten very far out of my comfort zone, honestly. The cooking streams and things like that are as far as I've gotten out of my comfort zone. I think I got really far out of my comfort zone when I went to Austin, which is where all the big streamers are. I don't know if you know this, but like all the big streamers are in Austin. And I have a friend who's a big name, and he runs a company. And so I went to go stay with them and hang out with all those people and stream with them and everything. And that was far out of my comfort zone because it was a huge audience and just things like random things. We built a couch on one of the streams, and it took all day long to build this couch from like Love Sack or something.
Yeah.
But things like that,
Are those plug and play?
you know, we're gamers. We're not couch builders.
You're right.
No, Scott, my husband was watching, and he was watching me build this couch, and he was like, I was going insane watching you build this couch because you guys were terrible at this. It took all day. Granted, it was like a gigantic sectional, but it took all day long. Yeah. And most of them would go off and do their own things, and I was stuck there. I would just like do it by myself, and I was like, all right, it's fine. I'll just carry this. Yeah. But I would never have been able to do that in the past. Not in a million years could I ever imagine myself being able to do that in the past. Yeah. So it's definitely growth, like definitely a change, but it's still overwhelming. Yeah. So yeah, I don't know. I've tried working on all those little things. I've tried working on like the little gimmicks, the little like if I get like people will do subathons where if they hit this benchmark for subs, they'll do something crazy, and then if they hit this benchmark, but they'll keep the stream going for as long as they're still getting subs, up to like 48 hours. Some people have done like a week of just streaming live all the time. Sometimes I'll sleep on stream, or they'll take breaks. It's so weird, right? It's so weird. I'm definitely in the wrong industry. It's so weird. Man. Yeah, this is why it's hard to explain it to people sometimes who are not in the world, because it's like, even if you are in the world, that sounds weird. Yeah. What do you mean you're sleeping on stream? I've never done that. Yeah. But
your dogs did, though.
My dogs do, and that's arguably better. So
yeah, it is. Yeah. So what's next for you? What I know you said you kind of do sporadic 6-8 months, and then you take a break.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's next for you?
Yeah, I'm definitely kind of in the break phase right now. Yeah. Maybe in the like I'm done forever phase, but I've said this a million times and I always go back to it, so we'll see. But yeah, I always kind of fall back on like I really loved personal training. I was getting my like real estate license, and there's a million other things that I'm interested in, and it's really difficult for me. I've got like this ADHD brain that I'm like, there's a million things that I want to do, and it's hard for me to just kind of focus in on one thing. Yeah. Which is why streaming has always been good, because I can stream and do all these other things at the same time, because it's a lot of flexibility. Yeah. But I've really, really thought about catering lately and doing like event catering for doing like flower arrangements and like charcuterie boards and cupcakes and all that kind of stuff. So I've kind of thought about doing that for a bit, but I don't know. Yeah. My brain is all over the place. Maybe that makes me a good streamer or a bad streamer. I don't know what, but my brain is all over the place. So I always want to do something different.
Yeah, no, different's good.
We'll see. Maybe have a baby. I don't know.
Options are always good.
Thank you.
Let me give you a little bit more there.
What is that? That's rye, huh?
That is right.
I don't know if I know it's only recently that I started enjoying whiskey. So,
okay.
Do you want to know why?
Why?
I started enjoying whiskey?
Yeah.
It's so silly. It was actually at one of my last conventions. I met this girl who I developed a major girl crush on. She's the coolest girl I've ever met in my life. And she's just like the type of person you want to be around. She's such a cool girl. Uh-huh. And she kept just ordering whiskey, just on the rocks.
Yeah.
And that was just her drink all weekend.
Cool.
And I was like, man, she's so cool. She's the coolest girl. I want to try whiskey.
Yeah? No, that's good. It's lighter. You know, I like, you know,
yeah.
I've during wintertime, I'm more whiskey versus beer.
Yeah.
So, you know, I like whiskey and scotch and things like that. Just kind of just shoot me straight to the vein, please.
Yeah.
I don't need a blow gut. You know, I don't need the pounds. You know.
That's honestly, I like before whiskey, I mostly just drank gin and tonic. That's my drink is gin and tonic. So I feel like that's not so, but like, it's not so sweet. I don't really like sweet stuff as much. So that's why I thought I like whiskey. Or I would like whiskey because I don't like the sweet cocktails or anything. So I started drinking it, and now I really, really like it. It's one of my favorites.
No, that's good. No, I usually when I go out, I get like a double shot of whiskey or something. I just hold it.
Yeah.
Right here. And then like someone would say, "You want a shot?" I'm like, "No, I'm
That's the opposite of shooting it straight to the veins. Just holding it.
That's true. You're right. But I'm trying to be more, you know, cost efficient, right? Like I don't have to go around. Give me another round. No, it's just no, it's bad news.
I have definitely been in situations with friends when we're out and they want to like for me to drink or whatever, and I'm not in the mood for drinking, and so I would order like a Diet Coke, and I would tell them make it look like put a lime on there so that it would look like a rum and Coke or Jack and Coke or something. Okay. And I would just tell them it's rum and Coke, and I would just sit there and sip on it.
Anytime I see you with lime,
that's how you know.
That's how I know.
I'm trying to get out of drinking that day.
So coming from your industry, right? Like everyone, I mean, for me, like my favorite basketball player, I would watch him all day long, right? Growing up.
Yeah.
So for you, like, who's your like one or two person, you know, that you follow that you enjoy watching them play?
Yeah, I really like I mean, I've met a lot of these people at conventions and stuff, and I've really enjoyed hanging out with them. But itsrachelkay is the girl who introduced me to whiskey, and that's her name. itsrachelkay, Kay. And then dizzykitten is one of the sweetest people ever. She also does ASMR. I don't know if you've ever heard of ASMR. It's really weird. If you think the gaming thing is weird, ASMR is weird, but I get it at the same time. Anthonykongphan. But yeah, ASMR is it's like people have like specialty mics, and they make noises that apparently trigger certain parts of your brain or whatever to relax. And some people get like physical tingles from it. They'll feel like tingles like in their I don't know exactly what it is, but there will be like that, but they're doing it right in the mic, or they'll make like mouth noises, or they'll make it'll be like scratching.
So tell me, when would they use that?
Yeah, so people will stream it, or there will be YouTube videos. You can look up ASMR on YouTube. I've done like a little bit of this just because my audience has said you should try this thing because I think you're really good at it, or you would be really good at it because I guess my voice or something about my voice. They think I would be really good at it because you can also like whisper, and the whispering is good because they hear all the little pops in your mouth when you talk. Like, I don't know how to explain it. It's really weird, but you get really, really close to the mic, and you have these crazy good mics. And so anyway, the people stream these things, all these little noises, all these things, and then someone who's maybe having anxiety or can't sleep or just wants to calm down or wants the little tingles that I guess you get. I don't really know. I've never felt that. But then they listen to it. And usually you want to listen to it with headphones or something so that you can hear it really well. But dizzykitten does that. And I've only been reliant on ASMR one time. I was having anxiety and I could not fall asleep, and I tried everything. And I finally was like, you know what? I'm gonna try ASMR, and I listened to dizzykitten's ASMR and fell asleep within like 10 minutes or something. And that was the only time I've ever tried it, but I was like, I get it. So it's interesting. It's like they will whisper, they'll like read a story or something. I don't know. It's very interesting. But it's another thing that had its moment in the sun on Twitch, where like everyone was doing ASMR for a good like 6 months or something. And
wow.
It got really big for a while.
Yeah, I've seen, some of the like Asian food ladies that eat like weird stuff, and they chew like this. They go.
Yeah.
I'm like, really? Like, what is that?
It's the sound.
Yeah.
But also that's called I can't remember what it's called. Oh, I can't remember what it's called. But anyway, where people love it's so interesting. One thing I've learned from being on the internet is that there's a market for literally everything. You think that no one would enjoy watching this thing. There's a market for literally everything. And it's hard to decipher like what exactly these people's intentions are when they want to watch you do these really weird things. But people love watching you buy like tables full of food and just sit there and eat it. They just want to watch you eat it.
Yeah, that's...
Whether they can hear you chewing or not, they just want to watch you eat it.
Yeah.
It's interesting. It's very interesting.
Okay, so you got streaming video games.
Yeah.
You got cooking.
Yeah.
You got flower arrangements.
Yeah.
Your dog sleeping and eating food off your table.
Yeah.
And then you got food... table full of food.
Yeah. Okay, but I don't do. Let's not get it twisted. I don't do the table full of food thing. Although I have had people order me food while I was streaming.
Oh, okay. Like DoorDash?
Yeah. Well,
would they need your address for that?
No. Oh, I would not do that.
Right.
There's something, and I don't know if it operates anymore, but there used to be something called Treat Stream.
Okay.
Where you could have like this list of food items that you would like, and you can pick based on restaurants near you. And people, if you say like, oh, I'm getting hungry or something, people can go on there and order you food to your door, and they don't need your address or anything because the company TreatStream has it.
Wow.
So that's a really
There's
that was
so
a really
much
interesting
weird
thing. I've
businesses
had that
out there. Like, compared to like 15 years ago, you're like, what?
There's something for everything.
Yeah.
It's kind of crazy.
Yeah, there is crazy.
Yeah.
Before we wrap up though, I just want to do a little quick fire. Top 5 video games that your favorite.
Okay. No explanation, just go?
No, just one.
Okay. Donkey Kong Country.
Okay.
Hellblade. World of Warcraft. Elden Ring. Final Fantasy franchise, but that's cheating because that's a franchise. Overwatch.
Overwatch,
maybe?
okay.
Yeah.
My favorite Counter-Strike didn't make it.
Oh, Counter-Strike is good.
Dude.
I love Counter-Strike. CS:GO?
Yeah.
Yeah, I love CS:GO.
Dude, that was my jam.
Wait, you played like PC?
Yeah, I did.
PC.
So in Oakland, California, there's like a place called PC Room.
Okay.
And there's 35, 50 PCs. And you just go and you pay.
Oh, yeah,
I've
been to those.
Yeah. It's hole in the wall.
PC cafes,
it's probably the most ghettoest spots, but hey, we go and we play.
Yeah.
That was my jam.
No, it's fun. I've been to those at conventions because apparently we can't take a weekend off of gaming, so we would all together go to like these like gaming cafes or internet cafes, I guess, and do the gaming thing. And their rigs always kind of suck a little bit, but they're good enough. They've got what you need, and you go and play a little bit.
Yeah,
get your like fix in because you're just like sitting there like, I need to play games. Like, I don't know.
It would always stay open 24 hours.
Yeah,
and it would stay. It would
like a casino, man.
It would always open by like a restaurant that's open late, so that you got your gaming fix, and then you got your food fix.
Yeah.
You go right back. And then you go get some, beer or drinks, and then you're back on again, like.
They know how to get you.
Yeah.
I would say they should have alcohol there too, but then I feel like people would just pass out. That would be, I don't know. That might be bad news.
Yeah. Yeah. Hey, but thanks for joining us today. Thanks for coming by and Whiskey Wednesday.
Yeah. Thank you so much for having me. I appreciate it. I had fun. This was great.